Alright, hello. Welcome to Geometry Dash, a game I've played for many years. Quite old, still has a fairly active community, surprisingly, but most people would often regard the game as dead. If you're wondering why my voice sounds a bit funny, I am very tired and only woke up recently, so I'm not going to be too upbeat, but whatever. This game came out around about 2013. Hasn't received an update in a very long time. However, it still remains one of my favorite games to play, just because it's fun. So for today's video, we're going to be experimenting around with a layout that I started building the other day. It's just something simple, nothing major, but we're going to be continuing on with this because, well, I'm just feeling a bit motivated to build, really. So show you guys the layout so far. I'm gonna build a macro for it, I think. So we're obviously going to be continuing on from this point here, so right there where the beat is, I'm going to be placing some S blocks, and because these are invisible, what I'm actually going to do is, I remember seeing this in like a Geometry Dash creator like tips and tricks video of how to not make annoying gameplay by a guy called GD Colon. Basically, if you ever use S blocks, it can be quite jarring to the person playing when they kind of just get stopped out of nowhere. So what it's actually important to do is to signify to the player, you're going to stop here, so you do this. This is also something that Jonathan GD did in his level Future Funk, where that were visible, so that it wasn't too confusing for the player, like this. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do with these is take one of them, and I'm going to make it a custom block, like this. It's this way. I can place these wherever I want now, like that. Just makes it easier. I'm also going to link them, and then delete, because you see, what I now want to do is have this as a group and have it like fade in here, like 80% opacity. So from the start of like this section, right, it'll be invisible, and then it'll fade in like that, see, and then perfect. So it should go past. Now you can see where you're going to stop. It's not just going to happen like super suddenly. So that's good. Yeah, okay, that works. So for this next part, how do I want to structure this? I mean, it could be something like... and some slopes in there. That might be up for revision, but whatever. It's not going to be like super tight at the moment, just because I don't think it'd really be fair to make it like super difficult this early on. I mean, it's meant to be a somewhat hard level, but I don't want it to be like extreme demon or some shit, you know, or like really impossibly difficult, especially since I have to beat this. But it needs to be it needs to be a different height to the other one, otherwise it'll be less interesting. And in actual fact, what I could do is this. It's like half space it, like that. Might look more interesting. And I could do the same thing with the other one. That works, kinda, yeah. Okay, I'm fine with that. Show a bit of extra difficulty as well. And put some spikes like that. That might be too difficult, actually. Would it? I don't know. We'll get rid of it anyway. And just a little bit of extra, like, spike decoration as well. Well, I need to make sure that's possible. But what I can do is do this. Okay, so it's not actually too difficult. Which is good, because I don't want it to be. And then this one can like cut off and go up here. How does that play? Okay, that is actually quite hard. What I might do, just to mitigate the difficulty a bit, is have the platforms slowly move apart. I mean, it's definitely possible, but I think I'm going to do that now just because I suck and I'm not going to be able to beat this. And that should make that bit a bit easier. Yeah. That does make it a bit easier, yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking for this part is we move this to editor 1, and then we grab all of this and we set that as group 47, and then when you hit this portal it's going to toggle it like that, then toggle whatever the ship part's going to be. So that part we'll have to think. So I'm thinking some structures like this with like that kind of thing, and then we can move it up like that, move it a bit and like flip it, but I think it'd have to be moved up one like that because that'd be quite difficult. And then we can go like down here and up like this maybe. Yeah, and then here we can have like an upside down portal. What might be good actually is to flip these like that, just flows a bit better that way, and then we can do some structures like that. No, that doesn't really look good. I don't know, I don't like that much. What we could do actually, let's have this kind of thing. Yeah, that works. And then have this one like mixed with this one like before, but then have it like slanted. Oh yeah, that works. Maybe, I guess. Yeah, that seems to work. And then because I want like a natural kind of straight fly thing here, but I don't want it to be too hard. I want it to be doable. And I also want the portal to like be like that. That way it works better, just looks better with the structure. We can do something like this. We'll go the other way this time. Bit of variation, you know. And these two could even meet up like this. Yeah, like that. Okay, good. So it's like a little bit of a straight fly, nothing too difficult. That's doable, right? I like put a start position. Yeah, that's not too hard. Right. Plan is, this part becomes group 48. Toggles. And toggles at the same time that that one detoggles. For here, 48 will be gone, right? It creates a bit of a sight read. So if we do, I'm going to create a macro real quick, and then I'm going to show you the level fully without dying so that you guys can see it properly. See? Perfect. So that's awesome. Flows really well. I'm very glad. Now, obviously, I can't verify it using this because there's no... Well, I didn't get the coins. But what I could do, actually, just for some extra pizzazz, is have it do like this kind of thing. Oh, actually, I could just mirror it like that on the other side of the portal. It won't go back that far, but just get rid of this so that when it toggles, it seems like it's actually just transitioning to a completely different part of the level. In which case, for this section, I'm just gonna dupe this, but without the groups, and have the same thing like as before, where it's just mirrored like that sort of thing. I could even, if I'm feeling daring, create a new structure that just generally fits the theme a bit, like that. Yeah, some mini spikes on it and everything. Crazy. We'll give it group 47, and that way, if I do the macro again, perfect. That actually worked really well. So for this next section, I'm thinking the same thing, but just upside down, maybe transition into mini at some point. So we're gonna have an entrance just in like that. Alright. Maybe it's best if I just make it 3, because 4 seems a bit excessive. We'll keep that. This is a big thing, big orb, and then we'll have some spikes up here like that. If I'm feeling daring, I'll use snap rotation and then snap it on like that, and then do some neat stuff like this. And then what we can do is copy paste this and move it. Whoa. Yeah, like that. And so we might take this structure and like flip it so it goes there, and then have some just like regular old structures here that fit the theme a bit. We're back. So basically, what I've done so far is not really much any major details, but I've added some moving objects around here. I added a few, like this moves up slowly. Nothing really changed at the start, and just a bit of extra details in the ship section. Just some stuff you might notice is different, like saw blades. Okay, It should also be noted here that the red orb that you can see on the right hand side activates a saw blade to move out of the way later on in the level. So if anything looks confusing, that's why. Don't worry about it. But other than that, it's mostly the same. So here's a showcase quickly. Alright, here's a showcase quickly. There you go. So that's it so far. We're going to be doing some extra work on it now, just because I think it might be interesting. So once you go up here, you could go into another cube section maybe. I don't know. There we go. So we'll just put a start pause there. Right, and then as you go through that portal, we'll put maybe these like that. Then this needs to like disappear at the same time that it moves, so it like doesn't need another group. So once you land there, you can do like this sort of thing. It'd be like a choose way, I guess. It'll go like there maybe, on one of those platforms, and it will be like a 3 wide. And then you could have like a jump that goes like that. Yeah. And right here I want there to be a gravity shift that syncs with the music. So it'll be like that. And then up like that. Yeah. What we could do actually is have this group 64 and then put a black orb right here with a custom orb inside of it, which will be group 1. And when that happens, it deactivates group 64. And what it might bait you into thinking is that you need to hit like this, but in actual fact that will just drop you into a saw blade like that. That might work. So we'll just set that to like a custom rotation. Have another smaller one next to it maybe. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't like the custom orb thing. I might just have it so like there's spikes here and yeah. That works. So as for like structuring, you could have like some spikes above these and like a platform which goes down like that, and I'm thinking these, but what we can do is scale them down to like 0.85 like that, and then have them go down. Might just be interesting structure design, I don't know. We could do something similar here, but like doesn't have to be near as annoying to do, because what we can do is just shift them in a couple, have that up there, and in actual fact I might get rid of this because it doesn't really suit the general structure or theme, and get this and put it there and have some spikes along it, so that way if you miss those orbs you get killed. Here we can have a similar structure, and in between, instead of having saw blades, what we could have is just some of this action, like that. And I want to grab the S blocks from before that we had and bring them across. Okay. Except it's not going to be a wave this time. It'll be maybe just a big cube, but like also upside down. So it will stay upside down. Actually, no. We'll make it right side up. Separate those portals so you can tell. And then, yeah. Okay, that should be fine. So if I then test that gameplay, it should look all good. That's fine. So we've got a whole new section here. I think in terms of moving objects, we can do it like this. That's cool. And then just here we can have some spikes like this. Just to make it feel a little tighter, you know. So we'll do 80, goes up by 10 in about a second. Might make it shorter. Let's have this one moved down by 3. That way it just fits in a bit more at the start. Okay, I think the 3 is a bit far. Like, you do have to actually hit a bit of a timing, otherwise you will die there. That's good. So yeah, here's a showcase for that small section. There you go.